What's a masculine object?
A masculine object?
Strong, something like, big or strong, sleek, or protective, I guess.
A hammer?
Something more rigid, hard, maybe sharp.
I don't know, like an axe, maybe? Honestly, a gun?
A gun?
Maybe like a tool, like a hammer.
Piece of wood, I guess.
Military uniforms.
High heels.
A truck, I guess.
A car.
Muscles, I guess.
Weights.
Do you identify with a tool or a hammer?
Yeah, a lot of people have called me a tool. Nailed it. I'm screwed, sorry.
It might sound kind of weird, but like anything phallic shaped.
I thought like a dildo.
Just pole.
Do you identify with a pole?
Nah, more of wood.
More wood?
Well, that's a societal thing, right? So gender is a construct.
What about your sword?
I would say it's considered a masculine object.
So really the only thing that would be masculine would be, I guess, the penis.
The first thing we thought of was like a dick, and we thought of a gun. You know what I mean? Like men are supposed to be like this big, huge oppressive force, when in reality it's just like a gender. It doesn't define your personality, it doesn't define like your needs or like whatever. It's just a man.
Do you identify with masculinity in any way?
Honestly, yeah, to an extent. I feel like I like a lot of like stereotypical masculine things, like gaming and anime. Those are very like heavily male-dominated areas.
A bit, I would say. Not fully.
I would say, yeah. Some said, yeah.
Yes, but I think the definition of masculinity is different for a lot of different people.
In public, yes. I think there is a big difference between when you are by yourself and how you feel, and then when you are presenting to somebody else.
I was born as a man biologically, but preferences are just all societal.
It's not very masculine probably to dress up, put makeup on and stuff like that, but it's part of having a good costume and stuff like that, so I don't really abide by it too much.
Like, for example, we think of males as masculine. I think it's perfectly okay for males to not be masculine at all.
Being trans especially is very scary, and being masculine, you have to like put certain things forward, the way you're walking, the way you're talking. That just gives other people more comfort if you're giving more social cues.
There is a pressure to be masculine at times, especially if you don't meet any of those standards.
It's either you want to come off as masculine or you completely want to just not be seen at all. So sometimes I'll present as a woman to avoid issues.
I think it's okay for them to be masculine. I know that there's this issue of toxic masculinity as well. So I feel like really we got to kind of mitigate that. Do you think that there's a crisis facing men today?
I definitely feel like a lot of men have self-doubt issues. And I feel like a lot of people have difficulties finding people to talk to about it.
As far as like mental health goes, I feel like people, like I have a lot of male friends and like they don't like opening up, and people don't really care about their feelings, I guess.
Men get shit on a lot, and a lot for good reasons, but also they don't receive the empathy, I think, at the same time.
Look at things like suicide rates, things like that. There's definitely an issue going on where men, I feel like, don't feel heard or don't feel seen.
I feel like there is a crisis with masculinity, especially online.
Maybe not like a crisis, maybe it's just a confusion on what it is or what it means to every specific person.
So I think it is a bit of a confusing time, and not just for men, for everybody.
Not masculinity, but just more people, connections with people.
The crisis is trying to probably push your own masculinity or like your idea of masculinity on someone or something else.
Because it's like that whole toxic masculinity mindset where people think that it's like feminine, like feelings are feminine, and they're not. Like feelings don't have any gender.
True masculinity, right, versus toxic masculinity is being open and willing to talk about masculinity and being connected to your emotions.
And, and you identify as a man or you're like born a man, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a form of expression and to be like not rooted in your sense of self.
Definitely. It's not who I want to be too. I want to be me, not just someone's standard.
I think the toxic masculinity has to do with the people who are a little too stuck in the way things were.
I actually think it's less bad now than it has been previously. I think people are more open with stuff.
People should be who they want to be, masculine or not.
Do you, man.
Are you good at Rubik's Cube?
The best.
So far, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't done anything crazy yet. Just being a weirdo and this sort of stuff. But so far, I'm still smiling. Even if I have a shit job, I don't care. I'm so happy.
I like that.